G'day cocktail lovers, welcome back for more of Brazilian week. And I still haven't waxed anything, regardless. It's not about that, it's about the country of Brazil. If you missed my last video, basically this week has got Brazil's National Day, and they round out the week with what they call Cachaça Day. And I assume there's a lot of cachaça consumed this week. I think there's a lot of cachaça consumed every week in Brazil. It's their national drink. It's made from sugarcane syrup. Again, slightly different to rum, which is based in molasses, which is the boiled down sugarcane syrup. And it's usually, I think it's actually always clear spirit. Although I have seen some that's barrel aged and it takes on a bit of color from the barrel. The one I'm using is a clear one. And one thing I noticed when I was researching cachaça recipes to decide which ones I'd make to be a little bit different and show off the different qualities of cachaça, that they're delightfully named, the cachaça cocktails, a lot of them. And this one that I'm going to make is called an Esmerelda. Esmerelda wants us to start with 1 3/4 fluid ounces of the good old cachaça. Honestly, that's a bit fiddly. If you wanted to round it up to 2 ounces, 60 mils, I wouldn't hold it against you. I'm going to try and be precise and get 1 3/4 ounces of cachaça. Next up is half an ounce, 15 mils of elderflower liqueur. The recipe I found online called for 10 mils, 1/3 of an ounce of Islay Scotch whiskey to give it a bit of a smoky edge. I don't have an Islay Scotch, I'm not a huge Scotch drinker, and I'm not going to buy a bottle just to use 10 mils in one cocktail. I do have a blended Scotch, courtesy of the good folk at Costco. So it's this tasteful giant bottle, but it's a real Scotch, it's a blended Scotch, and it's actually quite a good quality one. So I'm going to use 10 mils of a blended Scotch. To give it a little bit of zing, we're going to add half an ounce, 15 mils of freshly squeezed lime juice. The final ingredient is just 1/4 of an ounce of sugar syrup, 7.5 mils, maybe a bar spoon and a half might be the easiest way to measure this out. I've used my little jigger, 7.5 mils. This is a shake-in cocktail, so ice in the shaker, pour the drink in there, get a seal, give it a good shake for 10 or 15 seconds. No need to fine strain this. I fine strained the lime juice before I added it, and I'm not too bothered if I get a few little shards of ice in there as well. So I'm going to strain that using the Hawthorn strainer into a coupe glass that I have had chilling in the freezer. Nice wash line on there. It's a nice light looking cocktail. Obviously that's going to depend on what sort of whiskey you put in. Some of the darker whiskies will obviously influence the colour a bit more. But time for a taste test. No, I'm liking that. Now I didn't use an Islay Scotch, but there is still that Scotch characteristic in there, even if it's only 10 mils. And yeah, the cachaça and the elderflower have blended really nicely. That combination of the sugarcane flavour and the flowers is, yeah, it's although they're not fruit liqueurs, my initial feeling is it's quite a fruity tasting cocktail. No, this is really quite good. There's a really good balance between those different ingredients. Yeah, just another example of how flexible cachaça is. It's the dominant element in here, but it's playing very nicely with everything else in here. So I'm certainly not regretting making this Brazilian week, cachaça week. I'm enjoying the cocktails so far. I got one more to come. So I hope if you're not already subscribed, you will subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it. They should be on board too, exploring the world of cocktails from home. Lockdown. I don't know about you in your part of the world. Where I am, it is the night time. I am literally under curfew. This is what I do for fun. And I go online and do live streams, and that's socializing for me at the moment. But yeah, you know, every day goes a bit easier with a quality cocktail or two, and the Esmerelda is one I certainly like. So give it a go. And yeah, if you've never tried cachaça, I do really recommend investing in a bottle. It is quite the versatile mixer, and Ask Brazilians just on ice is quite good as well. I'll be back soon with another cachaça cocktail. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish this one, so I'll leave you now. Cheers!